Welcome back to another video of the Bitcoin FUD series. This time I will be talking about Tether and its impact on Bitcoin's price. It's more of a discussion this time instead of a clear debunking, so let's get started.
Well, probably rat poison squared.
The problem in this case is that Tether might be a fraud, and it being detected as one or charged as one by the SEC will lead to Bitcoin's demise. So what exactly is Tether? It's a company-issued stablecoin. That means one Tether token is worth $1. Issuing Tether is similar to banks that operated on the gold standard. For them to issue paper dollars, they needed to have the amount translated in gold in their vault to back the dollars. Tether is similar, as the issuing company Tether Limited needs to have US dollars in their vault for them to issue Tether tokens. This is all fine until you find out that they issue more Tether than they have dollars, or in the past when banks issued more dollars than they have gold. So the vault clearly needs to be audited, otherwise you need to have too much trust in them, and this trust has been broken in the past as well. Tether Limited was audited in 2017. The audit was portrayed as successful, but it was not a full audit and had numerous caveats. Since Tether promised continuous security audits as well as to disprove its critics, it's hired the firm Friedman LLP to assess whether the organization had enough US dollar reserves. In September 2017, the security auditor published a preliminary report where they stated that Tether had $442.9 million worth of cash in reserves, which was the exact amount of tokens they had in circulation at the time. However, as Friedman's findings were not a full report, the information the firm provided was skin deep, containing numerous caveats. But Friedman was never able to conduct a full report on Tether, as in January 2018, the company behind the US dollar-pegged digital currency announced that the relationship between the two organizations had ended. Tether Limited explained why in a blog post. "We confirm that the relationship with Friedman is dissolved. Given the excruciatingly detailed procedures Friedman was undertaking for the relatively simple balance sheet of Tether, it became clear that an audit would be unattainable in a reasonable time frame. As Tether is the first company in the space to undergo this process and pursue this level of transparency, there is no precedent set to guide the process, nor any benchmark against which to measure its success. In October 2018, the backing of Tether by the US dollar has failed, and Tether Limited basically used fractional reserve banking like a bank without being a bank. Instead of having 100% backing, their lawyer admitted having a 74% backing. Tether has cash and cash equivalents, short-term securities, on hand totaling approximately $2.1 billion. There is also a whole list of scandals that Tether was involved in. I will link the full list in the video description. From getting hacked, secretly sharing the same executive team with the exchange Bitfinex, to not being fully audited, and burning 500 million Tether in 2018, claiming there was no connection to the price of it. But what is Tether actually used for? Because the trading volume of it is really large. In fact, the whole crypto market is overwhelmingly Tethers by volume. Tether has more trading volume than the next three coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP combined. Tether is used for trading, cross-exchange transfers, being able to move fiat money a lot faster than banks can, and for international transactions, especially on Asian markets. The perceived risk or problem that's being talked about is Tether getting charged by the SEC, just like Ripple did for their unregistered security XRP recently. The difference is that Tether actually is regulated under FinCEN, and the Know Your Customer as well as anti-money laundering guidelines and procedures are applied. But let's hypothetically say Tether does get charged by the SEC and loses all of its value. Is it really that much of a problem? Tether currently has an albeit growing market cap of $21 billion, while Bitcoin sits at an overwhelming $550 billion. I don't think getting rid of Tether would make much of a dent in the Bitcoin price movement. Sure, it would have short-term negative effects as people suffer from overgeneralization and believe that if one crypto is a fraud that all of them are. But if you think that Bitcoin's recent surge in price is due to Tether printing, I can't prove you wrong, but I just think there are better arguments. The macro environment, central banks printing trillions of fiat and Bitcoin becoming an inflation hedge. Institutions are on the rise, from PayPal and Square to MicroStrategy and individual investors like Paul Tudor Jones and Stanley Druckenmiller. And last but not least, the halving in May 2020. All in all, it means less new supply with growing demand, so the price goes up. If Tether fails, I expect a downturn of Bitcoin as well, but only for a few weeks or at most a few months. Other stablecoins will take Tether's place, or even central bank digital currencies will at some point. So to summarize, I believe Bitcoin's value proposition won't be affected in the long run if a stablecoin like Tether gets eradicated. But I would like to hear your opinion on that as well. If you have any resources that you think are valuable on this case, please link them, please let me know, I would like to read them. And that's it for this video, I hope you liked it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.